In third, the Grizzlies.
Really something to see. Their effort on the offensive glass has just led to so many second chance opportunities.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Last season, Clark, the Timberwolves snapped a 3-year playoff drought.
An important milestone for this squad, Kevin. I mean, it shows they're ready to compete in the postseason. That's huge and speaks to just how far this team has come.
An accurate shooter from all areas of the floor. Booker has the confidence needed to dominate on offense.
Now here's McHale. His last outing, 16 points for him. Here's George. Misses off the right eye.
Very surprising that he came away empty there, especially given room to operate.
Sweet find there by Booker. All eyes on him with the ball, and Devin understands that. That has a nice feel for giving up the rock.
Outside, Davis. George against Iguodala. The shot by George, no good.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Minnesota leading by 3. Plays it up and banks it in. George has got 5 points so far.
And George is so smart, so crafty on the dribble. He's just got an excellent way of controlling the ball and his body as he's dribbling.
And you love seeing that great mobile one drive a second time.
And putting that pressure on the rim. That's what it's all about, threatening with that attack.
And Memphis turns it over again. Some changes for Minnesota. Yao checked in for Towns. Cummings comes in for McHale. And Smith subbed in for Davis. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. George finds Smith. Morant with the steal. And it's Memphis on the break. And the slam dunk by Iguodala.
And there's Iguodala, giving you athleticism and length from that wing position.
The Timberwolves have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. And here's George for 3. And it's Jokic with the rebound.
Guys, this hasn't been his quarter. I mean, to me, it just doesn't look completely comfortable or confident.
And while Iguodala might not be the star of any team he's on, he's always going to be a major contributor because he does so many things well on both ends.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Williams has checked in. Hey, Clark, one stat where Jokic is consistently dominant, of course, is rebound.
Well, he does everything well, but you're right. Season after season, game after game, Kevin, he is eating that glass. He stays near the top of that particular statistic. And he knows games are won and lost on the boards, and he wants to be able to contribute in that way. But he is a brilliant, brilliant player, not just a rebounder.
Now here's Williams after the miss from Andre Iguodala. George, no good.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Over to the left wing. Morant against Williams. And it's Morant missing. Minnesota comes into this one following a loss to the Jazz.
Yeah, tough game on the road. The guys you're defending, obviously comfortable shooting in their own building. You've got to find a way to break their rhythm.
Yeah, and it's not easy to do. Much easier said than done, but they're capable of making it happen. It just comes down, I think, to will and desire.
And can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be an Andre Iguodala. That's his first foul. So Memphis ends up going with the new group. There's 49 seconds left in the first quarter. And Yao gets it to go.
Got to respect Yao. Awesome. Absolutely awesome at getting his shot up and over the defense, in part because he's so big.
Now here is Aldridge. 17 points for him last game against Chicago.
And a lot of those points came at the free throw line. Really because of his aggression. He was playing the game with force, always catching his man on his heel.
Now George, after Brandon Ingram missing on that last three-pointer. And George gets it to go.
With a few 40% seasons from deep, George has become one of the top three-point shooters in the game.
The Grizzlies trail by 6. On the wing, Green, covered by Smith. Yao with the block, and they recover it.
Oh, this is the impact Ming makes defensively, using that huge reach to block or alter shots. I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves. With their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. Back to the action in just a minute.
Your Grizzlies.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves?
Coming in hot. They were sharp from the perimeter right out the gate.
Well, the player and ball movement has been excellent. Finding space, operating in space, and when they've gotten open shots, they've knocked them down.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. And we have to take another glance at that powerful rejection.
And big defensive plays like that will help them stay in control of this one.
Timberwolves leading by 6. On the court for Minnesota, they've got Yao. McHale is out there with Davis. Then there's Robertson. And it's Williams at the guard position. And now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, guys. Now, Jalen Green is on a mission. He says, every time I step on the floor, I always have something to prove to who's ever in those stands. A lot of people will hate on me or have their... opinions. I'm just going to think about that when I step on the floor. I'm going to prove everybody wrong. Kevin?
That's a great chip to keep on his shoulder. David, thanks. And it's Brandon Ingram with the foul. That's his first foul. Some changes for Memphis. Minnesota's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Robertson passes to Williams. When you think of half-court offenses in general, Greg, how critical is ball and player movement to a team's success?
Kevin, unless you have incredible isolation scores, it's essential. Even then, keeping the defense rotating and reacting is the best way to create open looks and offensive rebound opportunities.
And here's Booker from the arc. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
First personal foul.
It goes on Kevin McHale.
Too big, too skilled. Jokic just methodically breaks you down. He's a very unique player.
Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Minnesota. Minnesota leading by 7. Outside, Davis. Back to Robertson. Shot clock at 6. Shaq against Davis. Here's Towns. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen a lack of effort from Towns on the glass. He is a glass eater and keeps possessions alive for his team.
O'Neal. Rebound, Minnesota. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Yao. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Shaq. And for a lot of up-and-coming teams, getting better defensively is the key to reaching, Greg, that next level. That being considered, what's the first step in that improvement?
A lot of times it's bringing in a great defender, like a Pat Beverly or Andre Iguodala, a defensive anchor who also inspires his teammates to take that challenge. And check out Iguodala answering the inside defense with some relentless effort, just making it difficult to stop him clean.
And the first one at the line is good. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Memphis. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Paul George is checked in for Yao. And Iguodala drops them both. Timberwolves leading by 9. So the Timberwolves call their first timeout.
Start it.
Your Grizzlies Duke Dance Team.
And Memphis making a change here. O'Neal's checked in.
One more time for your Grizzlies Youth Dance Team. Come on.
To the left wing. Here's Robertson. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Robertson's got the lead up to 11 now for the Timberwolves. Pass to Jokic. Morant outside. Back to Jokic. Inside. Robertson with the steal. To the inside. And Towns throws it down.
Boy, it's really good to see your big man imposing his will physically. Right there, Towns with a statement finish.
O'Neal trying to break free. Booker's shot is good.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And a great job to get that angle on a tremendous drive.
His team is down, but with the way he went at the rim, you know they'll keep fighting the entire game.
Now, here is George. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Utah.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Iguodala kicks to O'Neal. Pass to Jokic. Back to Shaq. And the dunk by O'Neal.
Another high IQ pass by Jokic. I mean, he knows all eyes are on him, and so he gives it up to a ready shooter. That's just good basketball.
Here's Davis. 23 points for him the last game against Utah.
Boy, he was piling up those assists in that one. I mean, every pass seemed to be on time and on target.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
One of the all-time greats and most versatile scorers ever, Oscar Robertson, showing you how easy it is for him to get to the line.
At the line for 2.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Cummings, he's checked in for McHale. And Smith subbed in for Davis. And he's good on the second.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Definitely, that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
Here's Jokic. Iguodala, the pass to Jokic over George. Jokic, no good. Minnesota leading by 10. to the paint. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Well, I like the way Towns plays such a physical style. It's tough on the officials, but the fact that he doesn't mind initiating contact gets him to the strike.
The free throw drops for Towns. And some changes here for the Grizzlies. And Towns drops them both.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
It's Ingram on the wing.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
1:58 left to play here in the half. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Ingram's got his first bucket of the night.
You know, it's never easy trying to contain Ingram, especially when he's fighting off defenses like this.
And you look at the way Ingram can get off a shot. When he gets to his spots, there's just no stopping him. Very few players can create like he can.
You know, using his size advantage there to rip down that board in traffic.
Outside Holiday. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. The shot by George, wide open. The Timberwolves again can't hit. A creator indeed, and the name you always hear, Greg, with Ingram as a comparison, Kevin Durant.
And that's about as fair a comp as you'll find. Ingram is special with how he can rise up over defenders with that shot. Makes him a lethal weapon late in the game.
Here's Robertson. Brandon Ingram picking up that last bucket. George against Ingram. And George kicks to Robertson. 6 to shoot. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. The Timberwolves again can't hit. The Grizzlies trail by 8. Green taking his time here. And Green slams it in.
Launching off the ground and throwing it down with ease. Boy, can Green get up.
Minnesota's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Back to Robertson. Here's the floater. It's good on the putback. Cummings got his first 2 points.
And, Kevin, they've dialed up their activity this quarter. We're seeing them convert a lot of those second chance opportunities.
Well, the hustle and the effort, the persistence, all of that paying off in a big way. And that's something that makes a coach smile.
Out of bounds, Minnesota takes possession.
And that's just another mistake. I mean, they've got it on autopilot, and they look totally dejected.
Minnesota with the ball. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. George passes to Smith. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. And it's an 11-point Timberwolves lead.
And combining that great speed with a deft shooting touch, Kenny the Jet on point there from distance. He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful 2-hand jam.
I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will really start shrinking.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We've got more in store for you right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. It's Minnesota out in front at the half. They lead by 9 points. How about you, Shaq? What'd you think about Minnesota?
They made every possession count by limiting the mistakes. Very disciplined about protecting the ball and making the right play. If they keep this up, the lead should be safe. Don't get cocky and lose just because you're ahead.
How about you, Kenny? What'd you think about Memphis?
So far, this isn't a game that wants to get their head crowd. They were looking very pedestrian out there. But there is time to turn this around. These fans showed up for them. They're screaming, they're yelling. The place is going wild. So they need to show up in this match.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side, my brother.
On your feet.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Oscar Robertson has been sensational.
And the way that he has helped out with the ball movement has been a difference maker early on.
And, you know, that's not a job they ask him to do very often. But in the first half, I thought he was in perfect sync with his teammates.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. The Grizzlies trail by 9. Green is out there with Holiday. Then it's Ingram. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Hibbert in at the center, filling out the middle. And that's the group for Taylor Jenkins as we begin the second half.
Proving right there he's a team player who wants to get his guys involved. I like seeing George make those passes.
Hibbert inside. Towns on him. Green, the pass to Holiday. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Pocket 6. Poked away. Here's Ingram. And that one goes long. And so is McHale with it. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. They lead by 11. That one falls. Towns has got 4 points this quarter.
Well, you got to respect and admire the focus of Towns. I mean, he just doesn't get rattled. He just stays with it, embraces the challenge, and keeps coming.
Oh, what an impressive dribble drive. That replay brought to you by Mobile One.
Still going hard, and that kind of energy. And effort is how they built this league.
Here's Davis. That one wide left. And so it's Memphis with it. Ingram dishes to Aldridge. Passes it to Hibbert. Green kicks to Holiday. And here's Ingram from the arc. No good. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way.
Yeah, you know, guys, this has been far from his best game. A disappointing outing for both him and the team.
And finished off by Davis.
George's all-around game is very impressive, and his passing has really grown. He's able to whip passes over to open teammates right on time and on target now.
Davis. Not going to go that time. Some solid defense from Ingram. They kick it out to Green. Back to Aldridge. Outside, Green. Aldridge trying to break free. Davis with some nice D.
Just 1 for 4 from the field, not the way they wanted to start the second half.
From deep, George. That's good. And Robertson with the assist.
3 points.
Robertson's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. On the wing, Green. He's guarded by Davis. Davis against Green. Aldridge kicks to Ingram. Over George. Here's Hibbert. And Karl Anthony Towns pulls it down. Towns has got 6 rebounds in the game. Davis down low, guarded by Green. And it's Davis missing. The Grizzlies trail by 16. Holiday attacking. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
First personal foul.
That one on Robertson.
Hey, when in doubt, go hard to the rim. I love the mentality from Holiday. Gets him to the line.
Yao checked in for the Timberwolves. Williams comes in for Robertson. No good on the second free throw.
He is the epitome of a seasoned veteran. Drew Holiday has performed at a high level no matter what uniform he's had on.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
To me, it appears he's starting to lose his composure a little bit. We'll see if he can regroup and get back into a better rhythm.
And one of Green's best assets, his leaping ability. He's a natural athlete, very explosive.
And they're bringing you up close and personal on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. McHale against Aldridge. McHale passes to George. Fires for 3. Buries the long-range jumper. George has got 6 points in the quarter.
And about Drew Holiday, he's got that championship mentality.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, he established that with the Bucks. Winning the title that late in your career, especially after the career he's had, it's got to feel good. I mean, by far, one of the hardest workers in the game, Drew Holiday.
And with that lightning first step of Jalen Green, very few defenders have a chance of keeping him in front.
And, Greg, one thing about that winding speed of Green, he's got to make his reads faster as well.
I think the game is slowing down for him, though, Kevin, and that and speeding up his shot release will make him even tougher to deal with.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Shaq's checked in for Hibbert. Jokic comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Andre Iguodala is checked in for Ingram. And it's John Morant in for Drew Holiday.
Known as a jump shooter primarily, Smith is also skilled at getting it done in close.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points.
Hey, I thought there was some style there, guys. What are you guys looking at? I mean, it was still a pretty sweet, flavorful one-hand flush.
Now, here is Smith. He has 5. And here's George for 3. Trains it from beyond the arc. George has got 17 now.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here. Simmons checked in for Jalen Green. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Robertson's checked in. Moran finds Simmons. Trying to get open is Shaq. No good from Simmons. Here's Shaq. Simmons on the wing. Another shot. O'Neal passes to Simmons. Iguodala, that's a 2-pointer. And again, Memphis, no good. Timberwolves leading by 18. And the pass to Yao. A special move before the shot. Yao's got his second bucket tonight.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
You know, in the paint, Jokic is dominant because he can hurt you with the pass or with his scoring ability, and he knows how to position and assert himself in the paint area.
Here's Robertson. Following the basket by Jokic.
Well, he's much better than that. Really no excuse for missing that lead.
And it's Morant missing. Robertson up top. And the jam by Terry Cummings.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you'd get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop.
Unless you're the team getting punched on. That would be the difference.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And it was from three-point range where he did the most damage. He knocked down 3 in that quarter. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Timberwolves leading by 20. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the 4th. Kevin McHale out there with Towns. Then there's Robertson. Then it's Williams. And it's Davis in at the small forward. 6 on the shot clock. Robertson against Simmons. Robertson's shot is off.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And so it's Towns with it. He brings it up for the Timberwolves. They lead by 20. That's the most we've seen. He dishes it to Davis. Here's Robertson. McHale left side. It's good. McHale